Good evening, welcome to News Night. We're live from our studios here at Northridge in Accra. My name is Kenneth. Jesse here are stories making headlines tonight. Member of Parliament for Nkranza South, Emmanuel Kwejo Ajekum, demands justice for the alleged killing of a resident by police officers. Utility providers make a desperate appeal for upward adjustment in tariffs. The service providers say only an increase in tariffs would keep them in business. Coming up in business, Institute for Energy Security advises government to purchase more fuel as a strategy to curtail the consistent hikes in petroleum products. And later on the international front, several hundred American troops may soon return to Somalia after authorization by U.S. President Joe Biden for their redeployment. Details coming up shortly. Stay with us. Welcome to the program. Angry youth in Nkranza South municipality of the Bono East region are threatening mayhem if the police fail to produce one Albert Donko, who was allegedly picked up by the police on the 9th of April 25, 2022. The youth, led by Nana Nyakwa Bibio, explained that 5 personnel of the Ghana Police Service at about 1 a.m. on April 25, 2022, while the suspect was asleep, surrounded their house and picked him from his room with other items and sent him to the Nkranza Divisional Police Command on suspicion of being part of a robbery gang. According to Nana Nyako, the mother of the suspect, Comfort Jamia, followed officers in the night to the station but was asked to return home since he was safe in their hands. According to him, it was rumored the following day that Albert Donko was picked on suspicion of being part of a robbery incident that took place on Nkranza Kintampo Road. They said Albert Donko was denied access to a lawyer, while his family members were also denied access. He was never tried by any competent court at their hearing of his death. They have therefore called on President Akufo-Addo, the National Security Minister, the Member of Parliament for the area, and the MCE to ensure the police follow due process or incur their wrath. Let's go to our video wall and look at events that have happened so far since his death. Right, an alleged manslaughter at Nkranza South. Revelations made by Nkranza South MP Emmanuel Kwejo Ajekum. It says police arrested Albert Donko on April 25, 2022. He was arrested at 1 a.m. from his mother's residence at Kasejan. He was arrested on a suspicion of theft that occurred on the Nkranza Kintampo stretch. Albert Donko was denied entry to a lawyer. Members of his family were denied entry to him. He was by no means tried by any competent court docket. And let's speak to Ibrahim Abode, who has been following this story keenly and has joined me on phone for the latest. Ibrahim, welcome to the show. What have you gathered so far? Hello, Ibrahim. Ibrahim, can you hear me?
Yes.
Ibrahim Abode is our correspondent in the Bono East region who has been following this particular story. And We're trying to get him back on the line to tell us more, but since we're not getting to him, let's speak to the Member of Parliament for Nkranza South, Emmanuel Kwejo Ajekum, and members of his constituency are demanding justice for the alleged killing of Albert, believed to have been killed by some police officers. He's joined me on Zoom for a conversation on the back of this. Emmanuel, welcome to the show.
Thank you very much.
Right. The youth in the constituency are demanding for justice. You have also demanded for justice. So far, what have you gathered?
Basically, what we've done so far is to use the due process for us to all come, to know what actually transpired on the 25th morning, what actually happened for Albert to be shot like an animal on that particular morning. So what we are doing is, as citizens of Nkranza, we are demanding justice for Albert, and we want all the policemen who were involved in this particular murder case be brought to justice, actually.
Right. This could cause mayhem, and as an MP for the area, what are you doing to prevent such an occurrence from happening?
It's not about mayhem. It's not going to cause any mayhem. The young people of Nkranza are actually demanding justice. And I'm actually urging them to make sure at least we get the people who killed Albert. We are able to, at least the system is able to come out with a finding, a proper finding for us to know the people who killed Albert. They are not doing anything. All what they are asking for is to ask for justice. And this is what the people of the youth of Nkranza are demanding from the IGP. This is what they are demanding from the Interior Minister. This is what they are demanding from His Excellency, the President. And at least we make sure the right thing is done. We need an independent inquiry in this particular issue. You don't just pick somebody, go and shoot him within 4 hours, you kill him. And for 3 weeks, they've been telling us different stories.
If you say you are urging the youth to demand justice, what exactly do you mean?
What I'm trying to say is that they should do whatever they can for us to be able to at least get the right thing, get the right people, the policemen who actually shot the young man. We need to bring them to the right place, make sure justice is done, whether they have to be prosecuted, whatever they need to do to these people. In fact, for now, I was expecting that these people have been interdicted, because they can actually temper, the documentation at the police station and those things.
Okay. And as a member of parliament for the area, what are you doing independently to assure that the perpetrators are brought to book?
Right. I'm not just a member of parliament as well. I'm also the father of the young man, Albert. He's my brother's son.
Okay.
So I'm speaking as a family member. I'm speaking as a father of the child. And I'm trying to urge all Ghanaians, including you, to campaign for justice. Albert is demanding justice. The family, we are demanding justice. What I've done so far is for my lawyers to petition the IGP.
Okay.
And also, apart from petitioning the IGP, we are urging all the people of Ghana, whether civil society, the human rights organizations, to make sure this barbaric act in the police service, it has to stop. This must stop. You don't just take somebody's son from the house, take him to the police station, write a statement, and within 4 hours, you shoot the person, take the body to Holy Family Hospital for them to keep the body in the morgue, and they refuse to take the body. Then you drive the body back to Accra and keep it somewhere. And for 3 weeks, you were lying to us that the child is in Tichman, he's in Kintampo, he's in Forikrom, he's in wherever, he's in Accra. They've been telling us stories for the past 3 weeks until Friday.
Okay.
So I think they were using that time to at least work with their story, because so far I have 3 stories from the same department, that is from the police, as to what actually transpired. I have been given 3 stories, 3 different stories. People, one of them said something else. Okay. Another one said something else. Another one, and it's the same police service.
Okay. Emmanuel, can you tell us what exactly these stories are?
Okay. One of the top officers said to me that the young man was picked at the crime scene, and they brought him to the police station, sent him back to where he can identify, or they were sending him to go and show him where the rest of the culprits are. And between that, whatever, something, there was an exchange of gunfire and he got shot. Another story from another angle is saying that when they pick him and they were taking him or transporting him from the police station to Techman, along the line, they met another group of armed robbers and there was an exchange of fire and he got killed. A third account from the same police people said that when they picked him to the police station, a different group of police unit from Accra, they came down to assist them with the investigation. And this group of policemen from Accra, whoever they are, they picked the young man and sent him to the crime scene, and he was sitting in their van. Listen to this Anansi story. He was sitting in their pickup, and there was a gunshot coming from somewhere, and at the cause of that, a bullet went through a mirror or something, and the boy got shot. This is the third account. There could even a fourth account.
Okay.
There could be a fourth account. I think they are now trying to create the story as usual so that by next week, they'll reveal it or they come out with a statement that this is what happened. But these are the three stories. Next week, if they come out, you see that the same thing. In fact, 1.2, they said what happened in Ashaman also. The same story. I think when you go to police, they do that rehearsal that if you kill somebody, give a story that you took him to the crime scene and at the cause of the whatever exchange of fire between you and the people. Then
Right.
the person
and out of these
shot.
different accounts, have you been able to independently verify if any of them is the truth?
I would not be able to. Unfortunately, I don't have that capacity at the moment because this is a very strong institution that you cannot penetrate. I will not be able to penetrate. They normally work on their own. They work in their own office and they decide what they want to do. That is why I'm asking for an independent inquiry into what actually transpired. What bullet was used to kill Albert in the first place? Is it a bullet coming from the police? At least you should be able to identify that. What size of bullet is it? Where was it shot? Where was the fire coming from? Where was the police vehicle? Was it actually shot into the police van? All these things, I think an independent body should come and, take a decision, do a proper autopsy, and let us know what actually transpired.
Right. Emmanuel Kwejo Ajekum, thank you very much for speaking to us. He's the Member of Parliament for Nkranza South. I understand Ibrahim Abode has rejoined the line again. Ibrahim, can you hear me now?
Yes, I can hear you.
Yes. Kindly tell us what you have gathered so far.
Yes, this particular tragic story, when I went to the ground, I've really had phases of the stories. You get two different stories relating to one particular incident. But what I had from the locals and the family members, I said that on the 25th or so, a night before that, the late Albert Donko had gone to Droman. It's a community closer to Nkranza to actually install satellite. He's a satellite installer, and he went to install satellites. It was actually late around 10 p.m. When he was about to return, and the community asked him to stay over because the road is not safe. But he indicated that they have a birthday party back home, that he has to rush home and then join his colleagues. So on his way back around the Fia River, there was armed robbery where they robbed him of his money and other valuables belonging to him. So he was also physically assaulted. So he left the scene and then went and joined his colleagues at the birthday party. So the colleagues told him that if that is what happened, he should go to the police and report. And according to the narration, he said he is not going to report because those involved are those that he might be reporting to because he saw them and he know them. And he indicated clearly, according to the family, that there are police officers and fire service officers who were engaged in that particular crime. So after the birthday party, when he went home, midnight, the police officers came in a private vehicle, arrested him, and then sent him to the police station. So his mother had to follow up. When the lady got there, when the mother got there, they asked her to go home. and come back the following morning.
Right.
And when she returned in the morning, she was told that the boy has been sent to Techimai. That is the Bono East regional capital. So she had to follow up. When she got there, they said the boy wasn't brought, and they asked her to go to Kintampo. She went there, and then she wasn't able to trace the whereabouts of her son. So throughout those days, they've been searching all over to see where the young man is, but they've not been able to.
Ibrahim, let me come in here. The youth in the community gave the police service 24 hours to produce Albert. Is there any update on that particular development?
Yes, there's actually anxiety among the youth, and they are saying that they are not taking it lightly because this is completely something that is not acceptable, and they don't know what is going to happen next. So they want to hear something strong from the police. If not, it's not going to be safe. So there's actually tension. When you move around that area, you realize that people will gather and they are discussing, and when you try to verify, it's actually that is the incident that they are talking about. Some of the youths are also alleging that some of the police officers who were engaged in that particular act had left the police. That is the allegations that they are giving. So for now, we don't know what might happen, but there's actually tension in that area.
Okay. Thank you very much, Abode, for speaking to us this evening. He's our correspondent in Bono East. I understand security analyst Adib Sani has also joined us on Zoom. Good evening, sir. Welcome to the show. Let me pick your initial reaction to this whole Nkranza South issue.
Can you take it again, please?
I'm saying let me pick your initial reaction on this whole Nkranza South issue where they have accused the police of killing one Albert Donko.
Well, it is a disturbing phenomenon. I've spoken with some persons on the ground, and they contend there have been already 3 versions to what had happened by the police. And that is creating deep suspicions, especially amongst the residents in the area. And we need to be very careful about it because it has the potential of spiraling out of control.
Right.
It has the potential of creating a disconnect of some sort between the police on one hand and the civilians on the other hand. And you would also realize from the information I have picked on the ground that there's deep resentment and frustration and lack of trust in whatever process it is the police intends following. So I think we need to deal with this issue tactfully.
Okay. Does this fuel speculation that a section of the public no longer trust our security services?
Well, the issue of persons getting hurt in the hands of the police is becoming one too many. We have had quite a number of incidents where individuals have accused the police of assaulting them, and in some cases, persons actually dying in the hands of the police.
Right.
And the problem is the accountability regime. Always the police looks into the matter. In the end, they say the police was right after all, and the process is always not transparent, okay? So this has the potential of creating negativity in the minds of the people against the police. And that will be very, very detrimental to the work of the police, because I always contend that without the people, the police cannot do its work.
Okay.
Okay, so it's in the best interest of the police to ensure that accountability by ensuring that an investigation is conducted swiftly, transparently, and whoever is found culpable is not shielded.
Okay, Adam Bona, thank you very much for speaking to us tonight. He is a security analyst. Away from that, the trial of the alleged 14 persons involved in the murder of Major Captain Maxwell Mohammed has been adjourned to May 30 by the Accra High Court. This is to allow lawyers for the accused to file a written submission before the date after the prosecution closed its case. A former assemblyman for Denchro Boase, William Barr, Bernard Asamoah, alias Daddy, Kwame Nyame, a.k.a. Abortion, Akwesi Boa, Kwame Tofor, Joseph Apia Kubi, Michael Enin and Bismarck Donkor, together with John Bossi, Akwesi Ban, Charles Quenin, Emmanuel Bedu, Bismarck Abanga, and Kwejo Anima are expected through their lawyers to file a written submission on the case of the alleged murder of Major Captain Maxwell Adams Mahama. This development comes after the police successfully closed their case before the Accra High Court after presenting their evidence and several cross-examinations on the case. By this development, the onus lies on the lawyers of the 14 accused persons to openly convince the court that the prosecution has not provided enough grounds that prove the accused were involved in the heinous crime slapped on them. Major Mahama was lynched at Denchor Boase by some residents who mistakenly identified him as an armed robber while he was taking his usual morning joggings in the community. The case at the Accra High Court continues on Monday, 30th May 2022, for the court to allocate time for the prosecution to respond to the submission of no case filed by lawyers of the accused. Let's still stay on crime, as the Idra District Police Command has launched a manhunt for some suspects said to have exhumed a dead body from the Mimpasem Cemetery in the Idra Setredumasi municipality of the Ashanti region. The incident is said to have thrown the entire community into fear.
Some 3 young men are currently on the run after they were spotted looting a grave on May 11, 2022. According to sources, the 3 are alleged to have succeeded in digging up the grave and removed the body from the coffin and cut some portions of the body. However, luck eluded them as a resident who stays closer to the cemetery spotted the 3 young men who took to their heels. The Idra Setredumasi District Police Commander is Superintendent Bismarck Achab.
The moment they saw the complainant, they took to their heels in the cemetery. And the complainant went further to the scene. And we realized that they were exhuming a body from the grave.
He said the police has started investigations into the incident after the Idra traditional authorities had completed the necessary traditional rituals in pacifying the ancestors. He urged residents of Mimpasem and the entire Idra community to be on the lookout for the suspects.
We are investigating. Because this is crucial. And we cannot allow people to go about digging the grave of our loved ones, our families, our ancestors. No, we cannot sit here and allow that to be happening. Because of that, we will also pursue them. We will pursue them to the latter.
Some of the residents who spoke with Metro News expressed shock at the incident.
When the incident happened, we were informed that someone had beheaded the corpse and the body thrown away. The people who noticed what had happened were frightened and ran away. It is very strange. It didn't usually happen, hence the reason for which we don't understand. In this community, if you work hard, you will get money. Those who prefer shortcuts should be careful.
The exhumed body has since been reburied by personnel of NADMO and the police.
This is News 9 here on Metro Television with me, Kenneth. Yes, we'll be back after this break. You're welcome back. Utility providers are making a desperate appeal for an upward adjustment in tariffs. The service providers say their businesses are on the line and only an increase in prices would keep them in business. Henry Kwesi Bedu has the rest of the story.
The Public Utilities Regulatory Commission has commenced a series of engagements with stakeholders in Ghana's utility value chain. This comes after all service providers proposed an upward adjustment in tariffs. At the first of the series here in Accra, companies like the Electricity Company of Ghana, the Ghana Water Company Limited, NETCO, and the Volta River Authority, among others, made a case for an increase in tariffs.
ECG wants to say that it's in the red at 16.1. We want to be in the green at 53 pesos. And we rarely find ourselves in a pit. And we want to plead with our stakeholders, the commission, to help us out to come out of the pit.
Persons gathered at the forum, however, insisted the demands are high and the timing is wrong.
It still doesn't justify the huge increment they're asking for. Full total recovery when there are people outside of the net. People begging that put us in so that we can spread across. You don't need to elevate it so high to the detriment of a few people that you have captured so far. I think that's not fair. No, my suggestion is that it stays where it is. Okay? I'm not playing the devil's advocate. It stays where it is. And then they try to expand the base, because there are people asking to be captured so they do the right thing. And to the extent that they haven't done the right thing, I feel it would be unfair for us to proceed to just, as it were, encumber the few who have owned up to serve the system.
Me first I'm wanting so kakra. I'm wanting so because I'm sure I'm workers ni. I'm workers ni bi nyo omadwumaye. Because I'm your omadwumaye say enema e ka omobo ene ne ompo say increments omode kan we omadwumaye sika akodi krom ene legal connections ankofo aye a omonhwe so nya oma staffs ne na yema binom ema e ka na eba enti omomom nkoran so omonyo omadwumaye ne mom na sika na akodi krom omonyeje no momfanya increments na mo ba be.
The PURC says it will ensure customers will be satisfied with a tariff review which will be put out in July this year.
We want to ensure that the investments of the utilities are efficient enough. So we are investing in things that will help and lead to reliable service so that they can serve customers better. We also want to make sure that the tariff will lead to innovation on the part of utilities. To the customer, we also want to ensure that the tariff is such a way that you'll be happy to pay.
The forum by the Commission will be replicated in other regional capitals to solicit their views.
Meanwhile, the Ghana Water Company Limited says it is unable to guarantee an all-year-round supply of water across the country as the company is saddled with some challenges. The Deputy Managing Director of the company, Dr. Remy Bompira, at a forum admonished Ghanaians to increase the storage of water while it is flowing through their taps.
So we always want to suggest and encourage our stakeholders to try and store water. To try and store water. Even people with Ghana Water are doing that. Our managing director, if you go to his house, he has a number of water tanks. So please, we encourage you to try and store water. This is not to explain away the need for us to improve our services. But whilst we are endeavoring to do that, we will also suggest to you all that where possible, try and store water. It is not going to be possible for everyone to have 24/7 water supply as we speak. It's not possible. So whilst we are working to get to where we want to be, we are encouraging us all to store the water the days that you have your water. I agree that sometimes the communication is not there to inform everybody when the water is coming. But we'll try and improve on that. Desalination. I want to say that this project is a Ghana project. It is not only Ghana Water project. This was duly approved by the Parliament of Ghana under a sovereign guarantee. So it doesn't lie in Ghana Water's ability to just wish away desalination. We are there to make sure that it operates, but we are just telling you that this is the condition under which we are operating and struggling with the desalination. So much as we would have wished it didn't exist, it is here. And we as a company are having to operate with difficulty.
Let's talk politics, as some constituency youth organizers of the MPP in the Greater Accra region have thrown their weight behind the re-election bid of incumbent regional youth organizer Moses Abo. The supporters thronged the party secretariat to pick forms for him.
Here are some Greater Accra constituency youth organizers, numbering more than 25 at the NPP's regional office here in Accra. The organizers plus some TESCON members pledged their unflinching support to Moses Abo and described him as a unifier who is committed to helping the party pursue its Breaking the Eight agenda. The Greater Accra Operations Youth Wing and the Tema West constituency youth organizer, Prince Kofi Boama, extolled the virtues of Mr. Abo, describing him as someone who has served them diligently all these years and kept to his promise.
Moses has been a supportive anchor to almost all the youth organizers. Those who have gone for organizers will even testify. So today we came here to come and support Honorable Moses Abo to pick his forms. And we came and we realized that he wasn't around. So we personally have bought the forms for Honorable Moses Abo so that we will wish him the best and make sure he wins the next coming elections.
Some of the constituency organizers who spoke to the media also observed Moses Abo has what it takes to marshal market women and Okada drivers in supporting the agenda of the NPP in 2024.
Moses Abo is a unifier, is a grassroots mobilizer, and going into 2024 election, we are looking for somebody who can mobilize the grassroots, and that's the quality we see in Moses. He can unify the base, he can mobilize the base for us to be able to break the eight.
Yeah, Huni say he already has the base. Now 2024, no, it is not a new election. Yebeka say yeko try ashe. Yeah, 2020.
The prices of food items have gone up again. More of that are coming up in business after the break. In business tonight, the Institute for Energy Security has advised government to purchase more fuel to be stored as strategic reserves. According to the institute, this will save government from hikes on the international market, which it predicted will continue to go up.
The Institute of Energy Security is forecasting a 3 to 6% rise in the price of petrol and LPG and 2% increase in the price of diesel on the local market. According to IES, this is attributed to the 7.64% rise in gasoline price, 1.90% in gas oil price, and the 6.05% rise in the price of LPG on the international market. In a statement issued by the Institute, it noted that the upward revision of gasoline, gas oil, and liquefied petroleum prices may be significant on the back of rising international fuel prices and the growing pockets of fuel shortages across the country. Fritz Moses is the research analyst for the Institute of Energy Security.
Going into the rest of the week, into the rest of the month, you will see most of the oil increase their prices. Currently, those selling petrol around 90 to 30 pesos. We expect to hit around 90 to 70 pesos to 90 to 60 pesos. For this oil, we are seeing prices reach close to 11 cities, 40 pesos for some. The LPG prices are expected to increase from the current 5 cities per liter to around 5 cities, 70 pesos.
He has, however, advised governments to increase the country's strategic reserves by purchasing more fuel on the international markets for consumption at the local level.
We suggest that governments can look at how it can increase the reserve from the two weeks period that it can last for now to purchasing reserves that can last for about 3 months for us to follow on locally.
Some Ghanaians also spoke to Metro News.
You know, some of us, we are students, and you tell your mother, Mom, I'm coming home, so your mom will send you transportation. So when you come and the transportation is higher, where will you get the money to go home, you know? So I'm pleading with the government, he should, you know, reduce it.
Your transportation is 8 cities or 9 cities, going to 12 cities. It's too much.
It's because based on the transport, everything has been increasing day by day. And based on that, Ghana is getting harder based on transport. So they should calm down. What is it? Why? Why is the government doing this? It's not fair. Because otherwise we are frustrating. Because there is no work. Because
from one increment to another, as the hikes in fuel and transport fares has impacted prices of food at various markets in Accra. At Agbogboloshi Market, for instance, some traders have transferred the cost incurred on transport to the consumer, resulting in sharp increases in the prices of food items.
Prices of commodities have been greatly affected by increase in transportation fares. Traders say they are losing customers because of the cost of food items. Some traders took us through the prices changes between last week and this week. Florence, who sells maize and condo, says she had the prices due to the increment in transport fares. She said customers are complaining. She has no option than to increase the prices. And the longa of maize we sold for 12 cedis last week is now being sold at 15 cedis, while the 50 cedi kilo bag, which was sold at 450 cedis, is now 650 cedis.
12 cedi, but this week we'll do 15 cedi.
Fuel prices have made us also increase our food stuffs, even though the consumer complains, yet we have nothing to do.
VIP sells tomatoes and buy in boxes. She said a box go for 1,000 cedis last week, but the same quantity now sells at 1,200 this week.
10 million. 12 million.
We are using the Ghana tomatoes now, which cost less, but consumers prefer the Burkina ones because of its taste. Also, the Burkina tomatoes trading is profitable.
So what I say, that's where the bar at the 17, 16, 15. Into what the answer quite
and the lonka of beans, we sells at 30 cedis, a slight increment over last week's prices, while the 50 kilo sack, which was sold at 750 cedis last week, is now going for 820 Ghana cedis. She said the prices increase every 2 weeks.
7.5 by week 8.2.
Our commodities are so high when it comes to beans.
Let's now look at the difference in prices of food items in just a week. See, Olonka maize was sold for 12 cedis last week. It is now sold for 15 Ghana cedis. Sack of maize was sold for 450 Ghana cedis last week. This week, it's being sold for 650 Ghana cedis. Box of tomatoes was sold for 1,000 Ghana cedis last week. Today, it's been sold for 1,200 Ghana cedis. Olonka beans was sold for 20 Ghana cedis. Today, it's being sold at a different price. Now, sack of beans was sold for 750 Ghana cedis last week. Today, it's being sold at 820 Ghana cedis. Onions were sold for 70 Ghana cedis. Today, it's being sold for 130 Ghana cedis per basket. Now, a sack of onion was sold for 450 Ghana cedis. Today, it's sold for 550 Ghana cedis. Large basket of onions were sold for 170 Ghana cedis last week. Now, it's being sold for 270 Ghana cedis. Return from the break with the latest in sports with Phil John Corte. Stay tuned.
Welcome back. My name is Phil John Corte, and it's time for sports. Veteran football coach and football administrator J.E. Sapon has welcomed the Ghana Football Association Disciplinary Committee to demote two clubs, Ash Gold and Allies, for their involvement in the Ghana Premier match in which they've been accused of manipulation.
The verdict is in order, but I think it's a little bit too late for it to come out, because this thing happened last year. And we're expecting it to come out before even us go taking part in this league this year. But they left them to come this far, you know, and then now we have 5 matches to go. Now, how do they continue to play? It will affect them. They would not have the desire to play again. They may even be selling matches. It's in quote. I mean, to play matches of convenience, you know, because the desire is no more there. They have been suspended. They've been demoted. And what are they playing in the league? Some of them may even not take part in the league. Meanwhile, we have matches to play against Kotoko, against Wafa, sounds a message across to those who want to do this thing or who have been doing it to stop. Because if you have money to run the club with efficiency, and to be able for people to benefit from you, you are employing people to come and work for you, and you are going to be paid for that. It's whether harsh or not. If you are a criminal, you are a criminal. It must be dealt with the laws, according to the laws of the land. You understand? It happened to Juventus. Juventus was a big club in Italy, and they were demoted. They had to fight back and come up to this level. So if it hasn't happened before, it has happened. It takes one.
Today is upon welcoming the DC of the Ghana Football Association decision to demote Ash Gold and Inter Allies for their involvement in match fixing. Meanwhile, the first edition of the West African Scrabble Championship is underway in the nation's capital, Accra. 40 players drawn from 4 countries, including Ghana, Nigeria, Sierra Leone, and the Gambia, are competing in the championship. Aaron Adamu is in charge of the sports in Ghana.
It's been the maiden edition of the West African Scrabble Championship. We were very honored to host it. Our expectation for today's game, I would say, is very, very high. Although we know Nigeria is a powerhouse of Scrabble in Africa, this championship, although it's sort of based on the competitiveness, we are hoping all the players are going to learn from each other, especially with Nigeria in the house.
My name is Phil John Corte. Silva is ready for entertainment.
Thank you, Phil, for the updates in sports. It's time for entertainment news. My name is Asiodua Akumia. The American rapper Kendrick Lamar is still in Ghana days after his 5th studio album was released. Now, these are the things he's been doing ever since he came into the country.
18-track project, Mr. Morale and the Big Steppers top charts upon its release on May 13, with music lovers and top stars describing it as a beautiful work of art. Kendrick, as part of the album promotion in Ghana during his stay, had some commercial vehicles, popularly known as trotro, branded into his album title and verses of the various songs. His team also spent some time at the Freedom Skate Park, founded by Virgil Abloh, in Accra, where fans interacted and took some photos with him. He again stopped by popular Ghana community Jamestown to play games with some local fans, who has reacted to Kendrick's fun moment in Ghana as a cool and humble guy with love for humanity. As expected, he made sure to link up with top Ghanaian musicians including Stonebwoy, Black Sharif, Amare, and others.
Well, that's it for entertainment news.
My name is Kenneth Jesse, on behalf of the entire team led by Bright, Nana Kwesi, Amini. Thanks for watching. Have a good night.